Welcome to episode, I don't know, something, but with Answers with Austin. I am here with Miss Renada of Phoenix Fitness and Nutrition here in Milford, Delaware. An awesome fitness club here that offers not only all of the exercise, PT work you could ever need, but also protein shakes that are delicious and healthy for you.
Yes.
That is probably what really got me hooked on you guys in the first place.
Yes, I've legit had people argue with me that it's not healthy. They're like, you're lying, you're putting something in this. This is too good to be healthy. I'm like, I promise, I'll remake it and show you.
Like
but
step by step.
That's how good they are. People literally try to argue with me that they're not.
I can't argue with that. Like, I love milkshakes. Like, I'd go to McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, I'd get one of those nice large Chick-fil-A vanilla milkshakes, but they're like 50, 60 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
But like the stuff you guys make, it's what, like 2 grams of sugar in protein?
4 at the most. At the most, you're gonna get 4 grams of sugar in it. And honestly now, like if I was to have like a milkshake or a McFlurry from McDonald's, it doesn't even taste that good.
It doesn't.
It's like
It's
you
too
can
sweet.
taste, you can
It's
like
fake.
taste the sugar. You're like, ew, I don't want that.
I'm not about that, 100%. So, which is why they get my money like every week for like the last year and a half. Ever since Zach was like, hey, let's stop by this one when you guys were up in Camden. Was like, hey, let's stop by. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, there's my money. There's my money.
We special ordered at one point like 5 pounds of peach pudding for you, just for you specifically, so that you could have a peach shake anytime you wanted.
I was without it for like a month and a half, and I was just like, come on, guys. Like, I'm about to leave. Like, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going to go to like McDonald's.
I still think you're the only one who uses it, but it's fine. It's yours for life.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, really, what got you into like fitness in the first place?
So honestly, I have been an athlete my entire life, basically from the time that I could walk. My dad was my basketball coach, instantly fell in love with basketball, played year round, literally all the way up until I graduated high school. But in high school, I had a couple years where I really struggled and fell really deeply into eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia. I ended up in treatment centers, hospitals, basically my deathbed to be, sounds extreme, but that's really what it was. I missed years of high school because of it. So once I was out of treatment and kind of back on my feet a little bit, I noticed that eating disorders weren't really talked about. Like they were, but it's very taboo. Like it's like, oh, she's skinny, go eat a cheeseburger, and like stuff like that. You hear the word anorexia, it seems very Hollywood, and that's not the case. Yeah. And so once I was on my feet a little bit, it became like my life mission to spread awareness for eating disorders and get people to realize that it's not just she's really skinny, she needs to eat more. It's way deeper than that. And with my background of being an athlete, it kind of all just tied in together. And honestly, it just kind of happened. It wasn't really my plan. It wasn't what I expected I'd be doing with my life, but here you are. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. I think it's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, but the balance between your mental health and, your physique, what you do, even as an athlete.
Yes.
Even though you may be the guy, the, quarterback of the year, there's still a hard balance between that. And it just, I feel like that never actually gets discussed a lot.
Yes, 100%. And the thing is that people don't realize is a lot of people, especially with social media nowadays, has not helped. People think that if they look a certain way or they get a certain muscle definition that they're going to be happy. And they're not. You get there and it's not enough. Or you lose 5 more pounds and it's, I need 2 more. Or, it's never, ever enough. And that's really what, with all of my clientele and just anybody that walks into Phoenix, we try to incorporate all of it. The mental health, the physical health, because it's all tied together. You can't have one without the other.
So for you personally, what was the biggest catalyst that kind of got you out of that situation and into more of a positive? What was that one thing?
Honestly, that's a really good question. And the one thing was, so I went into treatment at 16 years old, and I honestly didn't even know I had an eating disorder. Like I was just a really sick, mentally ill 16-year-old. And then I went into this treatment center where I saw tons of, there was 70 other girls who all felt the same way and thought the same way that I did. And it really opened my eyes to how crazy and just deadly this could be. And to this day, it'll be 7 years. 7 years? Yeah, 7 years in March. And I still talk to a lot of those girls to this day.
That's awesome.
So it was that feeling of not feeling alone and somebody else understood how I felt and somebody else could relate to me was the thing that really kind of took me from a really messed up kid to wait, I can do this and actually maybe I can help other people not feel alone or like nobody gets it, because there are a ton of people that get it.
Oh, 100%.
And so that was really cool.
So that transition from what saved you, and now that's your why for everything you do, the business and everything, just kind of moving forward. Wow, that's awesome. It's hard a lot of the times in life to figure out what it is you're doing, why you're doing this, blah, 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 because you get lost easy.
Yes.
1,000% done that myself. But the fact you took that pain and used it, again, as a catalyst to push yourself forward to help other people, that's remarkable. That's probably got to be an overwhelming, I don't know, amazing feeling that you've been able to help so many people.
Yeah, it really, there is nothing better than getting messages or seeing the transformation in people that really never thought they'd be able to live a life that didn't revolve around their body image and food and being so obsessed with it. Because, you can't avoid food. If you're addicted to anything else, if you're addicted to alcohol, you don't go to the bar. You don't drive down the street that your bar's on. But you got to face food like 3 to 5 times a day, every party, every commercial. It's everywhere. And when you're obsessing about it, it's just all you can see. So seeing people push through that and start to live a life without food being the dictator of what they do is just amazing, and it holds me accountable too. I'm a new mom, I have a 10-month-old, I own a business, so there are times where it's very easy for me to slip back into old thinking, especially postpartum hormones and all these things. But now I have this whole group of not even just girls, guys too, because guys struggle with eating disorders
1,000%.
just as much, and that's something that at Phoenix we also really try to promote, is that it's not just girls. It's a lot of girls, but a lot of guys as well. And I have to remain doing the things that I know I have to do for myself in order for them to do it. So honestly, they help me just as much as I help them, and I don't even think they realize it.
No, they don't. I see a lot of your posts, especially on Instagram, a lot. How you talk about the successes you have, you promote them, which is awesome. Hype yourself up. You got to be your own hype man.
Oh, I'm like the ultimate hype woman.
She is 100%. She's like, hey, I just killed this thing. I'm proud. And everybody's like, hell yeah, we're proud. But you also show the other side, the struggles you have sometimes. Especially, I know right after you had your recent little one, that post was rough, especially from the conversations I've had with you and what you posted. That must have been a challenge.
Yeah.
What kind of hope you got through that though? What was that? I have a feeling. I have a feeling. I know what it might be, but for you, what was it? What carried you through?
A lot of different factors really pushed me through it. But like I said, I have a really strong network of people who knew me years ago at my sickest. They know me now. They've seen me through all the years, and keeping them front and center and keeping myself connected to them even when I want to not, because I know they're going to tell me the things I don't want to hear, has been key. I'm a very introverted person. I like to be in my own head. I would hide in a dark room by myself for the rest of my life if I could. But I can't do that. So it's nice that I have people that know me so well that when they see that I'm starting to do things like that, they're very quick to be like, hold up.
Come here, I got you.
Come back. And same thing, a lot of my clients honestly kept me going. 2 in particular this year became coaches on our team.
Awesome.
So I had to kind of show them the ropes of how to get started, how to build a business, and it helped me so much. I don't know if I'd even be sitting here right now, to be honest, if I didn't have those couple girls that I had to be a leader for. And I didn't want to show up a lot of the times, and there were days where I didn't show up, but they did. And that was really the thing that I think got me out of bed some days, was knowing that, it's okay if I need a day off, because I have built people under me who can handle things, and that's okay. I don't have to control and do everything myself. So that's been really cool to actually have help and accept the help.
I agree. You had the systems in place, obviously, from everything kind of happened before you, which is awesome. Everybody needs systems, and systems usually need people. But you also took that and it seems like you implemented that into your business. You have certain systems in your business. You can kind of step away and be more of a managerial kind of role at that.
Yes.
Was that hard for you to create, like having those systems and stepping back at the same time?
Yes. Especially because I'm a very, not like a control freak to an extent, but I do like to know what's going on. I
think a lot of entrepreneurs are like that. Yeah.
I like to be the one that does it. I like to know exactly what's going on. but I put that before I put anything else. Like I will put everybody, all the work I got to do, all the numbers I got to do before little things to take care of myself. And it really got me into a bad place, and I really had to like step back and reevaluate it and know that all the things that I've done over the last 7 years to build this business, the trials and errors and the failures and the lessons, you know, we have a system that works, and there are people that can do it. And even if they don't do it exactly how I would do it, they still do it.
It's okay.
And it helps that I have a really cute baby that like smiles at me and stuff and helps
like,
distract
hold on a
my
minute.
mind.
I like you. You're
I'm
cute.
like, all right, you handle it. I'm gonna go play with my baby.
I keep you right here. You're a little one. That's good. That's good. So obviously you've gone through a lot, and obviously this year has been crazy for you with the business, with the little one, with COVID and everything that's kind of going on with that. 2020, it's the year end all be all to anything. 2021 though, what's a big goal you have for that?
So the biggest goal that I have for 2021 is to upgrade our Phoenix.
Okay.
Whether it be here in Milford, whether we keep where we're at in Milford and open a second location closer to like the Lewis area, which is where Robbie and I live, and then we work in Milford. So that was something that was gonna happen this year. Before I found out I was pregnant, like the year before.
Whoops.
So those plans got put on hold, and then with this year with COVID, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. So I really want to be able to pick that back up and have that happen, because it's time.
To kind of step, I guess, out of that shell and move forward.
Yeah.
How do you know when the right time is to do that as a business owner?
So for me, I am a very intuitive person. I've really learned over the years that I have to trust my gut. Every time I've gone against my gut, it has not worked out. And every once in a while, I just get this like gut feeling that like something's got to change, or like it's time. And whenever I feel it, I know that it's time. So like, for instance, I worked at a corporate gym for 2 years. I was like the lead trainer there. But I was over it. I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to do things my way, run out of problems. And I just had this overwhelming feeling that I should quit my gym and just open my own business. And I talked to a couple people that I really trusted and told them my idea. And I said that whatever they said would be my decision. And I sat down with one of my friends, and he looked at me dead in the face, and he said, "Do not do it. It would be the dumbest move you ever make." And I said, "Thank you." And I quit my job the next day. That was what I needed to hear. I needed to hear that it was dumb, because I'm an athlete, I'm competitive. I like to prove people wrong, things wrong, myself wrong. I like when my back's up against the wall. I work harder. It fires me up more. So I was like, thanks. Okay.
That was your thing. You got kind of put in a corner and said, I got to fight through this.
Yeah.
There are no answers for buts.
Yeah.
We talk about that a little bit in real estate, right? When people make that transition from working full-time over here into, maybe be a part-time agent, a part-time, full-time agent. I don't know. What about the money? It's commission. And some of you guys, you don't get paid if you don't do the work. And one of the things we talk about, and this happened with Zach and myself as well, is you can put yourself physically into that corner. Zach literally said one day, "I'm done working. I'm not going to work for you. I'm going to do this full-time." And similar to myself, put myself in a corner. I have no answer for buts. I've got to do my lead generation. I've got to reach out to people. I've got to contact people, because guess what? If I don't, I'm homeless. I don't have food. I don't have water. I don't have shelter. I got to do something.
Yeah, honestly, anytime that I get slightly comfortable, like, systems are in play, numbers are good, money's like just steady, I know that I got to do something to like you said, kind of back myself up in a corner a little bit, so that it makes me work harder.
I get that. So I've had a really similar situation happen to me over the last 6 months or so. Been in real estate for a little bit. Had the money coming in, feeling more comfortable, able to buy some things if I wanted to, put stuff into savings. So really comfortable financially. And projecting 2021 where my funds are going to be. I'm like, okay, I'm happy. I have money. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I got to worry about this. And my train of thought, my desire has kind of moved forward from, I'm trying to complete as many transactions as possible, to I want to be able to help more people. I want people to become a realtor so they can kind of get where I am in life. I want to give education to people. I want to be able to take the funds I have and give it to somebody else, so that can help something. I don't know. It's like a mental switch from from me into other people now.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It happened the other day. It just really triggered again. I was like, this is interesting.
It's funny that for me too, I had a moment like that especially recently in the beginning of the year when some of our new coaches started to have a lot of success, I noticed that I was so excited for them, like more excited than I'd ever been in winning a basketball game, like anything I've ever accomplished in my life. Like I was more proud of seeing them like succeed and love this and help their clients or win our challenges and stuff. Like, and that's when I knew I was doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And not only am I helping people, you know, feel better mentally, physically, I'm helping them financially. I'm helping their whole lifestyles. I've had a couple, you know, girls come and see me, and 6 months later, their husbands are then now coming, and now their whole family works out. They're all healthy, and like, there is just nothing better than that.
There's such an impact for yourself.
I literally just got the goosebumps just even thinking about it. I love it. I live for it.
It's crazy. Like everybody, so humans, in my opinion, and I think most people's opinions, are inherently selfish at the end of the day, one way or another. But you can choose what you're selfish about. You can be selfish with your money, with your time, and screw other people, or you can be selfish in a way that's giving and impactful. And that's okay. It's okay to be happy, especially if other people are happy too. You're doing a benefit for everybody. And
100%.
It is overwhelming. That feeling and the goosebumps. You're like, that's cool. Let me take this moment in a little bit because I did something.
Or like you see your the confidence on your client's face change, like even if if you put up a transformation picture and maybe like the physical isn't like a crazy difference, but their skin or their face, their smile is like 3 times brighter, and like that is just something that can't be topped.
Positivity will always be negativity.
Always.
Exactly. I don't care what people say. You put out positive vibes, you get positive vibes back.
And this is coming from at points in my life, and it's something I still struggle with a lot that Robbie has to check me for a lot. I am the most negative person ever. My instant thought is negative. My brain was just wired negative. And I really, like a couple years ago, made the conscious effort to like rewire my brain and think positively. And the things that have come into my life from doing that, I mean, I now have a fiance, we own a business, we have a gorgeous baby, like things that I never thought possible for myself, like ever. I didn't even know if I was going to see 24. Like, you know, I did a lot of dumb things when I was growing up. I hurt myself in a lot of ways, and I'm now 24 and have all these amazing things. And it's literally because of a simple mindset change that I put out into the universe that I deserve good things, I want good things, and fast forward a couple years and it happens. And I don't even know when or how, but like you sit back one day and you're like, damn, I did it.
I want to dive in that really, really quickly. So that mental change, that switch, you know, everybody talks about, you know, the positive vibe, let me put positive stuff, blah, 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 right? But that actually takes effort. It takes work. It's not just, okay, one day, I'm good, let's go. I mean, it for myself, I mean, you can see, I put on Facebook, I put on stories, positive, this, that, and the other, but it's that effort, and I think that's what scares most people away, is they do it for a day, or they see it, and it seems like a good idea, but it's not continuous, you know? You let one thing knock you down, I'm back down here again. You've got to get back up. Do you think that's the same mentality? Do you think that is probably what holds people back, or like your own perspective?
For sure, and even, you know, people start implementing little habits to help, and they feel a little bit better. And then they have one day where they don't feel good, and they think that they're like, oh, well, I can't do this. See, I'm always going to go back to this. But I mean, it's natural, it's normal. You're going to fluctuate. You know, we have, especially females, we have hormones and things that are out of our control that we can't control. And so really learning that like bad days are going to come. It's just part of the deal. But if you think about what your my bad day 3 days ago compared to a bad day 3 years ago.
Completely different.
Significantly different.
Perspective.
And that's what people, I feel like, they don't push long enough to be able to see those kind of things. Or little things that used to just like, if something bad would have happened to me, like my tire would have blown out, it would have ruined my day, my week. I would have been really miserable about it. Whereas now it's like, that sucks. But okay, so like, let's get it fixed. So that has really been just crucial for me. And even my relationships with people, like for the first time in my life, like I said, I'm super introverted. So friends, like I'm like, I don't need friends. I have myself. Like, but now I have friends, like a lot of friends and different like girl groups and mom groups and just things that I never would have had if I remained in this like negative, like, the world's against me, like everybody's against me type mindset. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I know. Robbie's always like, how's it feel to have friends? I'm like, I like it. He's like, I know, right?
It's cool, right? That's Robbie. That is definitely something Robbie would say. With all the love, would be like, hey, by the way, me.
Yeah, we balance each other out because he like sometimes is just like too happy and like I'm like, dude, no, not everything's great, and I'm over here like the world sucks. So we kind of meet in the
yin and yang.
Yeah, we meet in the middle.
Yeah, it's how it's gotta be relationships, especially like. I'm gonna say romantic, your couples, relationships, that kind of stuff. You definitely kind of balance each other out, because if not, then you kind of go meh, too much over there.
Especially when you're not only dating somebody, but you run a business with them and parent with them, and
it's a lot to kind of take on.
A lot of roles we play together.
But you're making it happen, though. So my last question for you is this: if there was one thing you wanted to tell somebody out there wanting to make that next step, make that next change, whether it's a positive mentality, opening a business, changing their life for a positive impact, trying to get over this hurdle that they can't get, what is that one thing you would want to tell them?
So, the one thing that I would tell anybody that is considering it, like waiting for the sign, the move, is that if you're sitting around waiting for the sign or the move, it's not going to happen. You just have to do an act of doing it, whether it's hiring a coach, whether it's downloading a program, whether it's downloading an app to track something, but you have to take one step that's gonna take you to keep going. You can't just keep saying like, oh, well, when this happens or when that happens or once we get the car paid off, I'll hire a trainer, or once we do that, because you'll never do it.
True.
You literally just have to do it, and don't let money be the reason why you don't do it.
That's fair.
Because the amount of people over the years that you can tell they want to do it, you can tell that they know they need to do it, but money holds them back, whether they're not in a good financial position, whether their spouse doesn't want them spending money on it. Don't let money be the issue. One, we pride ourselves at Phoenix that whatever your budget is, we'll work something out. Like we will find a solution, whether it's, you know, on our Phoenix page, we have 60 free live workouts that you can do at any time, and things like that. So don't let money be an issue, because it's the biggest excuse that I hear, and there's way too much free access on the internet with people to worry about it being money. Yes, hiring a coach and being able to get somebody that has experience to help you at first is super beneficial. I think everybody should have a trainer. Even like I have trainers still.
Oh yeah.
But if you can't afford one, that's fine. There's still ways. There's free videos and just
Don't let anything stand in the way of your happiness.
Correct.
Because you're with the captain of your own ship. I think that's the saying. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for coming on.
Of course.
Everybody, this is Renata with Phoenix Fitness and Nutrition here in Milford.
Thanks,
She's going to
guys.
be in the bio notes, wherever it is down there below. Make sure you follow her and stop by at some point, because they have awesome shakes that are good for you, and not like McDonald's is more delicious.
And your first shake is free if you have never had a shake from Phoenix before.
She's trying to give you free shakes, guys.
So.
I mean, don't say no. Don't look a gift horse in the face. Yes, that's a saying. My mom told me that.
I was gonna say I'd never heard that.
I don't know. I say a lot of stuff, and I'm like, I think that's a thing, right? No. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
You are so welcome. Thanks for having me.
Of course.